Okay, so you're recording. Now, just to go over what I told you immediately, your immediate task, go to Canvas, go to the welcome announcement, enroll yourself in My Open Math, okay? See the mark if you have trouble, or find me. Probably going to be easier to find the mark, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have pretty good block of classes. On Thursdays in the afternoon, pretty much available all afternoon after my classes, okay? And you'll read the, okay? And then you do the introduction to My Open Math. Okay. So yeah, read the detailed syllabus. Bottom line is, every day you're going to come in here, probably going to have a quiz over what I signed. And you're going to have two big tests. Make at least 60% average in the two tests, and you pass this course. Okay. Pass pre-calculus, you pass this course. It's possible to fail pre-calculus and pass this course. It's not possible to pass pre-calculus and fail this course. Now, if you fail this course, it doesn't go down as an F, it goes down as a U. Unsatisfactory means you didn't quite get it done. Okay. If you work hard, now number one advice is stay on top of the assignments. Oh my gosh, look at this. My wife would kill me. She was like, "Looks like blood." Not going to be able to use this recording. It could endanger my life. Okay. I don't know why she thinks that's such a big deal. But it does look a little less sloppy, I guess. Okay. The camera zoomed itself back. What does that mean? Okay. There you see lesson being more than board. That's better. Okay, so you do your work. Don't get behind. Stay on top of it. With the help you're getting in here. And what I've seen here, it looks pretty good. Okay. And not that you didn't make some mistakes. Most of you made mistakes on a couple of these. Okay. And some of you made mistakes on others. And I haven't looked over my, I don't know if anybody got through without a mistake. If you did, I've got a drawer full of halos somewhere you get to wear one. Okay. Anyhow, you read the syllabus. Also, don't take what you see immediately on My Open Math seriously as far as the order of assignments. That'll be reconciled probably this afternoon, early this afternoon. Okay, next time we will go over the syllabus, but I want you to read it first. Bottom line is what I just told you. You're gonna have a couple of tests, you're gonna have quizzes. Syllabus tells you exactly how that gets averaged in. So you see whether you pass this course or not based on your quizzes and tests. But it doesn't matter what you do in your quizzes and tests in here. If you pass pre-calculus, okay, you'll pass this course. If you fail pre-calculus, well, then you can also fail this course. Okay. But of course, you can pass pre-calculus, fail pre-calculus, and pass this course. That's the second time I said it. Okay. Now immediately we get into some simple math. Okay. Pick three numbers out of a hat. First one's A, second one's B, third one's C. I'm going to pick one myself. I've got enough to go over. Oh, look at that. 579. How much simpler could it be? I didn't set that up. I just picked one at random. Okay, so in my case, A is 5, B is 7, C is 9. Then I ask which ones of these are true. A less than B and B is greater than C. Well, let's see. A is less than B because 5 is less than 7. Now is B greater than C? Is 7 greater than 9? No. Okay. 7 is not greater than 9. Now we could actually put these numbers on the number. Like we've got 5 here, 7 here, in mind here, and if I'd have thought about it, I'd have asked you to do this with your numbers. Okay? In fact, I'm gonna pause for just a minute and ask you to do that, just on a sheet of paper. You don't have to hand it in, whatever you're taking notes on. Draw me a number line. And put your three numbers on the number line. Okay, so everybody did pretty well. Okay. You want the numbers to be in order and you want them to be scaled. So for example, if your numbers were, well, let's put this over there. Let's say your numbers are 4, 6, and 12. Okay. Well, 4 goes first because the number line increases as you go to the right. Okay, there's 4. And if you want to put 6 here, that's fine. Now, 4 is a lot closer to 6 than 6 is to 12, right? Matter of fact, how many times closer? About 3 times closer. You got a difference of 2 here and a difference of 6 here. So this gap is 3 times as big as this gap. So you're going to want to get it. It's about 3 times as big as this. Well, ballpark of it. I don't know how close I came. Let's see that. And then 1, 2. Well, should have even been a little further on. Okay, but if I see this, I know you're thinking about the gaps. Okay, so you want to be sure to do that. Okay. Now, see which ones of these are true. Is A less than B? Yeah. Okay. A is always going to be to the left of B because your numbers are all in increasing order. Okay. And then B is going to be to the left of C, whatever it is. So your picture is going to always look like this. Now, whether this gap is bigger than this one or this one bigger than this one, that depends on the number. So one always looks like this, but A is always going to be to the left of B, which means A is less than B. The B is not going to be to the right of C. Okay. The number to the right is bigger than the one to the left, right? And this says B is greater than C. That says B is to the right of C, and it's to the left. Okay. So this isn't true. Because this is true. This is false. It says and. They're both found to be true. If it said or, then this one would be true. I don't want to confuse you with all. Okay. Okay. A plus B less than A plus C. Well, you can add your numbers. A plus B in my case would be 12. A plus C would be 14. 12 is less than 14, right? So this is going to be true for everybody because A is the same, but B is less than C, which makes A plus B less than A plus C. Makes sense? Okay. Well, that's true. Well, there are 2 ways you can see it's true, just by principle. If B is less than C, then A plus B has to be less than A plus C. Hopefully you see it to that level of abstraction. If not, we'll be working on it. That A plus C greater than A plus B plus C. Well, this got an A plus C here to match this, and there's a B here, right? Which makes this bigger than A plus C. All 3 of these numbers are positive. So this is true. No, this is false. It's not greater, it's less. Okay. And then A times B less than A times C. Well, if you multiply whatever A is by a number that's less than the number you multiply by over here, then what you get is going to be less. You go multiply A times B is 7, A times C 40, 35, A times C is 45, right? So that pretty much everybody that looked at got that right. You didn't show me how you got it right, and I didn't specify you needed to. But when you're doing work, get in the idea that you always want to show me the details of it, because it makes a big difference. Okay, here it really doesn't. Anyway, you get the right answer is fine, so I didn't tell you that. Okay, but I want to see how you're getting it. So if you're doing something wrong, I can spot it and help you fix it before you get to have to do it. Make sense? Okay, so anyhow, that's, okay, how many numbers you get? You got three different numbers. Okay? They're in order. You got the two smallest, two biggest. And then the next biggest. That would be A and B is the smallest. A and 9 is bigger than that. You know, A and C is bigger than that, and B and C is bigger than that, right? And those are like three sums you can get. There's no way you can pick two numbers out of the three to add, except those three ways. Well, that's kind of important. So how many numbers do you get? Well, you get three. And right there's the answer to this. I gave away. Okay, and say, what are they? Everybody I looked at got them right. Okay, and if I find these, then maybe email you a little bit. Say, hey. So, okay. But I think everybody got it right. So we have our D, E, and F. So for my A, B, and C numbers, I don't have a lot of room to write it. I'll write it in a different color right here. D would be 5 plus 7, which is 12. And if I had room to write it out, and this is the way you want to write it out, if you want to show me what you're thinking, say D equals 5 plus 7 equals 12 with the details. So if you got the wrong number, maybe I can see what you did by whatever the number is, which is some off the wall, it's our number. It has nothing to do with what you should have had or with one of the other numbers. Now, then I want to see that. Okay, because I can help you better. Okay. Also on a test, if you show me your details, likely you're gonna pull out more partial credit than you would if you don't. If you just write down the wrong answer, and it's not something where I see obviously what you did. Maybe you multiplied instead of added, so maybe I give you a little partial credit. Just read the sign. Okay, but if you just write down something totally off the wall, I won't be able to tell what you did. Can't give you credit if I can't tell what you did. Okay, of course, for full credit, you want to get it right. All the details. Okay, well then E is going to be the next biggest. This E and F are these three numbers in order. So that would be 5 plus 9, that'd be 14. And F would be the two biggest. You understand the scheme? So even if you get what D, E, and F are, remember how you got it. Okay, in mathematics, if you can remember one nucleus, one nuclear principle, one thing here, and know how to expand that into what you need, you're way ahead because you have less to remember. Now, sometimes it's easier just to memorize the 7 numbers you're going to get than it is to understand how you got them. But I think in this case, most people are going to find that this is the way it's done. Okay, and you're going to be using these numbers throughout the semester. Maybe we'll have time to show you why, but we've only got 4 minutes. Okay. Okay. G is the sum of A, B, and C. Well, and G is going to be 5, 7, and 9, which is 25. Okay. So there I've got my 7 numbers. There's a method for getting them. Take them. Group C get the smallest, group C get the next biggest, group C get the next biggest, and group C get the biggest. Okay. Okay, now, kind of quickly here. I think most people did okay with these. We'll talk about this a little more next time. A couple of things people tend to really get wrong. Okay. Some people want to say this is X to the 20th. You're multiplying, you multiply 4 by 5. I remember seeing when everybody did that. I wasn't looking that closely. I see how it's progressing. Okay. Not so. Two to the fourth times two to the fifth, you can calculate this, 16 times 32. That's 512. They do that calculation, I can do that. You can write that out. Okay, so what you should get over here ought to be 512. But 2 to the 20th is approximately 1,000,000. It's a little over 1,000,000. Okay. So we can always test these rules, and these rules confuse people. They confused me when I was learning this. Okay. Of course, I was only 3 years old. No. But they confused me when I was learning this stuff, okay? But they didn't really confuse me because I knew how to test them. So wait a minute, is that X than 20? No. That makes no sense. X to the 9th. You add the exponents. And this is because, we'll do this more slowly. When you write out all the x's, x to the fourth means this, x to the fifth means this. How many x's you got there? You got 9. Move the parentheses, you see you've got x to the 9. Okay. So it's easy to distinguish. So it's good to get that straight right now, because then it's going to be coming up. Okay, get it straight now. Thing will be easy. Last one that will actually, well, I'm going to hold you over just a couple of minutes. Z cubed to the fourth. What's that? Well, Z cubed is Z times Z times Z. Fourth power of that means you got to have that 4 times. Got that 4 times. How many Z's you got? 12, right? And some people sometimes want to raise 3 to the 4th power. You really don't want to do that. I think it's 243. Okay. Sorry, it's only 81. But that would be Z to the 81st power. You don't have 84 Z's that there. Okay. So you want to keep those straight. Another big deal. X plus Y squared equal X squared plus Y squared, because I remember writing that down once. Okay. I was somewhere in my mid-teens when I did that stuff. Okay. Really mid-teens. Yeah, mid-teens. I think I only did that once, although I was tempted to do it a bunch of times. Because when I did it and realized it was wrong, I thought about why it was wrong. First of all, why is it wrong? Two plus 3 squared equal to 2 squared plus 3 squared. Well, that would be 5 squared. That would be 4 plus 9. 25 is equal to 13. Now, okay, why didn't that work? It's because x plus y squared is x plus y times x plus y. That's x times x plus y times x plus y. Now, good reasons for that. We'll do that more slowly later on, but I'm trying to alert you to a few things that people tend to do wrong. And we'll try to get you out of the habit. Okay? Not right away necessarily, but pretty soon because it gets in your way. So now we got x squared from x times x, we got y squared from y times y, but we got an xy here and a yx here. Of course, yx is the same as xy, it doesn't matter the order you multiply two numbers in. That's x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, which is one of the formulas you kind of memorized. Some, the square of a sum in algebra, okay? If you don't remember memorizing that formula, well, maybe it's been a while, okay? Or maybe you weren't really, they didn't hold your feet to the fire and make sure you understood that, okay? Because, of course, a lot of people in algebra class don't belong in algebra class, but you got to teach them anyway. Which prevents the people who do belong there from learning as much as they are, okay? And that puts a teacher in a terrible situation. Two others, and I'll just mention, 6 to the 0 is 1. Any number to the 0 power is 1. And if that wasn't drilled into you again, okay. 1 over 0 is what? Well, you might want to say it's 0. But let's see. 10 over 2 equals 5 because 2 times 5 is 10, right? That's why 10 divided by 2 is 5. Because 2 times 5 is 10. Well, if you follow the logic here, didn't leave myself a lot of room, but this would say that, okay, it's because 0 times 0 equals 1. 0 times 0 equals 1. Whoa. Okay. 1 over 0 isn't defined. One other comment. 10 over 2 is 5 because 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now count the 1 by zeros. You got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You never get away from 0. You never get 1 by counting by zeros. You never get anything except 0. So there's no number you can divide by 0. You can't count to anything by zeros, but maybe 0. And even that's a little complicated. Okay. Sorry. I'll go over 5 minutes. I'm sorry about that. If you get another class, hustle on.